how do Darwinists explain that this book is the most popular book in the world, the most influential book in the world, and in fact, the book which doesn't make sense from a Darwinian point of view? Now, the Quran is firstly undisputed in terms of being the most sociologically influential book of all time. This is not only attested by Muslim historians, people would say, well, of course they're gonna because they're Muslims, but also by non-Muslim historians. They understand that this book led to the change of the world global structure. It led to 20 terrestrial empires, and all across the world today we have people from as far as China all the way to West Africa who memorize this book, who learn this book, and who implement this book. Now, this book, from a Darwinian point of view, how do you explain it? Because this book tells you the very purpose of your life is to worship the Creator. Now, worship is a very wide term. It means to know, to love, to obey, to submit to the Creator, and to single out all acts of obedience to Him alone. Now, if that's the idea, that you and your life is all about worshipping this Creator who is beyond us, who is beyond this physical reality, and that you put your hope and your trust and your fear and all of that into this Creator, then how is that explained from a point of view of survival and reproduction? Because it's the very opposite of survival and reproduction. Because if you are putting your hopes and your fears and your love in this Creator and for this Creator, then how are you going to function well compared to somebody who doesn't believe in this Creator? From a purely natural selection point of view, natural selection is a very prudent, very conservative force. The smallest benefit is rewarded, and the smallest deficiency is severely punished. So that's what natural selection is about. Now, if that's the case, then why is it in the world today we have almost a quarter of the world believing in this book, following this book, and yet we have a very small minority of people actually believing that there is no God? And that's also been true throughout history. But from a natural selection point of view, this shouldn't be the case. Now, it makes more sense from the Islamic perspective that actually the reason why this book is popular, the reason why this book is the most influential book in the world, is because this book triggers and emotively impacts human beings, because it is, after all, from the Creator. And what's powerful about the Quran when you compare it to any other philosophy is that although the Quran teaches you that, you know, there may be things which are good for you, which you actually like, the Quran also teaches you a lot of self-discipline. It teaches you it's not just about what you desire. It's not just about what you want. You know, the Nike slogan, just do it. Islam is not about that. Islam is about submitting to the Creator, and whether that submission is in line with your desires or it's not, it doesn't actually matter. And the Quran's message is fundamentally about submission and about submitting your desires for this world and to focus on the hereafter. Now, from a Darwinian point of view, it's the exact opposite we should expect, which is to just be impulsive and actually follow through with your desires, whether they're cardinal desires or other sort of desires, and that would make more sense. So this book alone is one objective fact which challenges the probabilistic, assumptions based and disputable framework of Darwinian evolution.